Hello, so I haven't made a video on this channel in a long time, but I figure I'll do it even though I don't have many subscribers, that's okay. Um, so I came to the revelation recently that well, I always think I have like one thing or another, but I'm pretty certain I have Aspergers. Um, and I've suspected it for a couple of years, although what I would do was I would talk to my friends and then they would say, "Oh no, you're not like those kids or whatever, um, you don't have it." And then I'd be like, "Well, if you say I don't have it, I guess I don't have it." But I don't know. I look at my behavior and I look at my social anxiety, and I think it may be at the root of my anxiety. So, um, I think the reason why I've been socially anxious is because I'll see people reacting to inappropriate behaviors, and I'll just be making these social faux pas without even realizing, pardon, that I'm doing anything wrong, and that's mortifying to somebody who has social anxiety. And so my social anxiety has just gotten worse and worse because I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep on doing, making these social errors, and it's very awkward, and I just am having trouble helping it. So, um, so I recently, actually today, I started looking up worksheets on how to interact with people, like in a way that's um, normal and polite. And I'm realizing, I'm not doing it right, basically. And I don't know if it's like when I look back on my childhood, I was always odd, and I hung out with the weird kids and got made fun of and picked on and stuff. I don't know. Um, I don't. I just don't understand why people didn't correct this behavior, because I don't know. I would have appreciated if people had told me, this isn't an appropriate way to interact with people. But some of the stuff is just so small. Like, okay, for example, like I never call, um, whenever I've had to interact with my friends' parents, like I've never called them by their names, like period. I just like be like, oh hi, but I hardly ever use people's names. Um, I just let people like introduce them. Well, if I'm introducing two different friends, I'll be like, I'll let them do it. Um, I don't know. I seem to have an aversion with like using someone's first name, and I think that's like a big thing, but I'm not that sure about that one. I made a list. Hold on. I made a list of all these things. Oh, okay. So navigating through people, like walking, that's a big one for me because I'm constantly, uh, when two people walk towards each other and you kind of like keep walking the same direction. I guess I never realized that there's like an unspoken way to go about walking. Like, so you're supposed to walk to the left side when you're passing somebody, and then just stick to the right. For some reason, I've never really. I don't know. When I have to like walk past people, I just prefer to lag behind them, like a respectable distance behind them, um, because I'm just not very good at walking, and that's part of the reason why I don't drive, because I just end up doing it wrong. Um, eye contact thing, I mean, I'm making eye contact with a webcam right now. It's very different. If I look at somebody, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. I feel like I'm looking too deep into their eyes, like I'm gazing, like I'm in love with them or something. I don't know, but I just can't. I just feel like I'm falling into their people. And I know there's a way to look at somebody um, that's not so intense, and I just can't seem to get a handle on it. But when I've been inebriated, I have managed to do it like the casual gaze, and it feels way more natural than when I'm entirely sober. When I'm sober, it feels very put on because it is, you know. Um, so it's just little things like this. Like I have a long list, and oh, another one thing is eating. Um, you're supposed to pace yourself, and I've always just kind of like eaten very quickly, like without any regard to anyone around me, just kind of like inhaling food. And I think in terms of cadence and everything, like my audio cadence, I've always been able to have a kind of a dynamic um, way of talking. And I know a big part of Asperger's is reading emotional cues and stuff like that. And I'm a very sensitive person, so I don't know. When I take online diagnostic tests, it always says I'm very likely to have it. And so part of me has been in denial, and part of me is just like, well, so what if I do have it? There's like nothing I can do about it. And just wanting to, because I think that maybe one of the reasons why my friends tell me that I don't have it is because um, they know it'll just make my anxiety worse. Because imagine having a condition that you really have no control over. But like seeing these worksheets, I feel like I can at least do the socially appropriate thing now. You know, I'm gonna try to follow these social cues and social rules more, and I think that'll have a positive impact on my interactions with people. I think the most important thing is eye contact now because I really don't know how I'm gonna do that because it's, whether or not I'm on the um, spectrum, I have a problem because I can't. It just feels very uncomfortable for me, very uncomfortable, and yeah, yeah. I kind of just wish that I could just be invisible, but I have a hard time being invisible, and I think it'll get easier as I get older. But yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking about obsessions. That's another thing. There's this like obsessions. I definitely obsess, except when I obsess over like mental health things, and so I'm very neurotic, and I think well, I've always been very self-absorbed, but I think when I always have I have this tendency to categorize a lot, and so I like to put things into little boxes sometimes, but then I think I really like the aesthetic of not putting things into boxes. Like I don't like to be put into a box myself, so I need to stop putting people and things into boxes. Like everything, you know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm rambling on about, but none of you guys will be able to tell if I have it. I don't think from this video or from any of my videos because it's the internet. But I know how I feel, and I know my history, and I do remember one occasion when I was like walking very close behind somebody in like middle school or something, and the person got really mad at me and turned around and said, "Stop walking so close to me." And like I was totally clueless. I was like, "Sorry." But yeah, proximity is another thing I've always had an issue with. And now I think I give people too much proximity, like a very wide berth, because I'm very paranoid about invading people's personal space. But now I've read like an arm's length is a good amount of space to give to a stranger when you're walking like behind them or standing behind them. So now I'm just gonna like have my arm. I don't know. I don't know how else. I guess you just kind of. I'll be able to judge it with practice. I think more so. Okay, I've been rambling for 11 minutes now, and I just wanted to document my potential revelation since I'm not really sure it's totally true, although I suspect it is. Okay, bye!